So right now it's 20 past 4 in the morning. I just come down here because, well, so long as I do a certain amount of tags and I do all of my patrols each hour. Some hours I do 2 patrols, some hours I just do 1, and if the Segway is on charge, I often am doing 1. So I got to open up the station at 5 o'clock, so at the end of this recording I'll be heading back. But not all neurotypicals are assholes, and not all assholes are neurotypicals, because let's get straight to it. Okay? BPD and NPD are trauma things, right? So you can be neurotypical and you can have that from having a real, just like rough upbringing, like terrible parents, like physically violent, sexually abusive, all this type of stuff, and just very traumatizing and continuously being neglected and all this type of thing. But you can also develop it if you're on the autism spectrum due to how the world treats us until we're about 20 years old. And it's up to you to do what you got to do to get the healing. But some don't. Some neurodivergent people, they don't take that responsibility. They don't take their responsibility, and they take the easy way out, which is to blame others. And to, in some cases, actually join in with the bullying of other people. So, there are assholes who are neurodivergent, okay? And so, you can be neurotypical and get BPD or NPD or psychopathy or sociopathy. You can get all that, from your upbringing, from things you experienced in this world, like, you might have been in a real abusive relationship for like 3 or 4 years, and then after the abusive relationship you ended up in another one and you've picked up traits. Can be like that. Some people don't pick up traits, they get the healing and they work through their stuff and they don't pass it on to anyone else. And those are the good people, But that can happen with the neurotypical people, and when you have neurodiverse people who don't work through their trauma and take the easy way out and put the blame on other people and harass other people because it's just too much trauma for them to deal with, then over time that's where the BPD and the NPD or the NPD or psychopathy kicks into play on the neurodivergent side of things. Now, just because people ignore you not ignore you, but don't give you time of day, it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that they're not for you, It doesn't mean they're bad. So, yeah. And sometimes the majority of the time I'm thinking logically, but every now and then I say things emotionally. So I look back at the video when I said like how all neurotypicals took themselves out. Well, maybe that's probably all the bully ones, But yeah, something does happen to all children when they grow up. It's not that, what I'm saying is like you can be like a mature person, much more mature than a child, and much more wise and much more intelligent, but still have like the underlying values that child had, but at the same time that it's like child has an idea of what those values look like or how they are to be met or what needs to be done and all this type of thing, but then over time they can learn and adapt and learn things of how things really are, and they grow and they mature through experience and the support they get from their parents, or if they get support, or they can develop that way. So what I'm trying to say is this There's bad guys and there's good guys in neurotypicals and neurodiversity. So both can form BPD and NPD, and psychopathy and sociopathy. Both can, because it's all a trauma response. That's why if we didn't treat each other like trash and humanity was much better to each other, we wouldn't have all these people walking around pawning off their trauma onto others. But that's the world we live in, which I wish it wasn't the world we live in. It just seems that a lot of people just don't have the courage to heal their trauma without, heal it however way they want to heal it. That's up to them. But, healing their trauma without taking it out on other people, Okay. Right, it's been 6 minutes now, so I'm going to go now. Bye-bye.